This how podcasts go. Without any more thinking or planning, I'm just gonna hit the streaming button. Welcome, guys, to the Sci-Fi Podcast, numero 46. Numero 46. So you made it. You made it. You made it. Thank you. Thank you. This is the Sci-Fi Podcast. Just tie. Combine your mind with your heart. Connect those two circles and let whatever come out come on out. This is a place where we just tie. We do that, and you can come in and put in your input on the Discord or in the chat anytime, any beat. For those that's just your first time on the carousel, on the tie carousel. I've been up for about 2 hours. Hey, King, guys. It's the early morning. I've actually been up for 2 hours, but it was throwing me off because it was still dark outside when I woke up. That was so strange. I didn't know what to do. And then I said I was just going to relax and then go on, try to be on exactly at 8 o'clock. And that I did. Let me start sharing this around. Oh, it's December 1st. I didn't even really notice that. That's cool. Because December 1st got 7 more days until the day I came out of the womb. The day I escaped from the womb. As Stewie used to say. But no, I got some cool ideas flowing around today to tie on. Alright, so say truth be silent, tag your it. Check out your meme section. Alright, I'm gonna check it out. Let me bring this over here. Bang bang. Oh yeah! Oz has some cool memes that he made. I forgot. Yeah, let's show it. Let me show y'all. Unless you made some new ones too. Do 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 do. Bang. That where it start? Alright, let's start. Let's see what King Oz did. Do 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 do. He's gonna see what he wrote. From heavens, Lucifer, light electrons was cast down and spawned to sin. Got the Wait, hold on. I gotta be able to see the chat. 12 zodiac, the 12 cardinal nerves, the 12 disciples. And that looked like a membrane. And it's kind of fogged out. I'm just reading all the things. Jacob ladder, spine leads to the skull, head, face. Jacob named the place Tainow, which means face of God, for he said, I have seen God's face to face, yet my life has been spared. That's how humble he was by that experience. Down into the root, hell, earth, sacrum, then rises, ascending to the pineal gland, landed the pineal third eye of Christ. Yeah, just breaking down some symbology of the the 12 disciples. Arms raised, apex climax. Let's do this one. Handle, head, penis, spine, glowing light. Oh, I see a little signature down there. I was dropping the gems, talking about how, because all these stories in the Bible. Oh, you wrote it already. It's all symbolism. Yeah, you. Thank God's talking of. It's all symbolism. I was gonna say all these stories in the Bibles have some way deeper meanings than just actual like trying to be historical facts. It's like this is what actually happened. The words are powerful. Ship, boat equals waters. The wound is the naive of L. L, light sperm, little soldiers. Ship, boat carries, naval, seal, seamen, waters. Oh, naval, Oh, I see it now. Just tie, guys. Just tie. And check out King God's YouTube. Oh, this is the tree of life and them all being on there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why did I just count that as 12? But yeah, thanks for sharing that, uploading that. And again, guys, if you ever got anything I want to share in the Discord, got all these different categories. Just tune on in, drop them all down there. Oh, Exile got one. Yeah, and this is the seat of the pineal gland right here, right in the center. That don't look like the center though, but you'll get the picture. And that membrane, that right there, that's that same picture, that same image that was on. That was right here. Oh, that's the brain image. I see now, Oz. I see what you did. You combine this the tree of life picture with Jesus in them on it, or Jesus, Yeshua, whatever people want to call him, and then you got the brain and you connect. Gotcha. And it fits together so perfectly, so lovely. Let's see what Exile got. I got to enlarge this. Dun-dun-dun. Wait, let's see if I can do that. So that y'all can see it. I probably have to read it. Kind of small to me. But no, this looks like the a magic carpet of sorts. Consisted for plain reality consisted of pure essence or archetypal ideas of which the something we perceive is real. The words are really small. It's kind of hard for me to read it. But the triangles, Exile reminds me of Lamakshi. Hold on, let me do. And I gotta do this. Let's see if I can spell it first. But Lamakshi is one of the Hindu goddesses. Hold on. Dun-dun-dun. Hey, let me let y'all just see what I see. Lamakshi. I don't know. I'm just typing in keywords. There it is. I was close. Well, I did spell it right. What are you talking about? Hold on. Oh, I guess it's not on here. But it's a mantra online. Oh, here goes the kinda right here. Kinda. It's there. But yeah, Lamakshi, she was a goddess. Let me just read what they wrote. Hey, Rudy, you awake now? Yeah, the wife of Vishnu. I was going to say Shiva. That's why I was like, let me just look this up. One of the principal deities of Hinduism and supreme being in Vishnu tradition. She has a whole story behind it and stuff like that. But I just always seen her as like a cool underlying vibration to tune into, like a higher form of myself when it comes to taking care of business and things like that. And it's always been some cool synchronicities afterwards too. There's something on YouTube where it's like this mantra, and like you know how mantras work. You get into like a certain state with a certain intention, and you can manifest things. Like it's been working for a long time, working for a long time. And yeah, what I actually wanted to play too was a random song. Let's see what. Let's see if this is a good one. This is on the YouTube. No, I should have had this already. It's like no, I shouldn't. It's right on time. What is this one? Something to chill out, start off the morning. Well, continue the morning. I share everything. We live. Join the convo. All right, got everything shared. All right. And that was some chill vibes. That was chill. I never heard that song before. It was called True Art Real Affection Part 2 by NiorElt Blanc V. I like that. You gotta download that. It's nothing like being able to feel relaxed. A lot of times we're not able to feel relaxed in this world, or even want to feel relaxed because we're so busy. Like there ain't no time to really chill out and relax and be who you are for the moment, instead of trying to put it on a mask or be part of the culture to get some likes or anything like that. I was listening to Terrence McKenna a little bit before I came on. It was like a 5-minute clip. 5 minutes. He was talking about, he was tying actually on creativity and alienation. And he was starting off with like how creativity is how we say it here. It comes from seeing something that the people around you are not actually seeing. And a lot of things that people aren't seeing is peace. A lot of people are not seeing peaceful vibes. When they look around, they see a lot of thoughts just going at it, debating, warring it out without no other like flip side to it. Without no other flip side, no real home to kick your feet up at and feel relaxed. There's none of that really able to go around. I mean, it's none of that really going around. It's trying to be pushed, but it's taken. In my experience, I could see that I was out of the loop for a long time. Out of the loop of seeing what was actually good in life, what was actually going on, and it did have a toll on my creativity. It did have a toll on my creativity because I was seeing what everybody else was seeing. So I was trying to create what everybody else was trying to create. Even in terms of when I thought I was being creative, I was getting into rapping, and then I was rapping. I still had my own style. Whether it was good or not, I still had my own style that felt good to me. But it still was getting catchphrases from like, you know how it is, getting catchphrases from the world, from the people around me, from what's in the most popular rap songs, and it just come off like that. Well, it just was coming off like that. And psychedelics, in the way of creativity and realizing peace, psychedelics and realizing peace and creativity and being able to be creative is very, I love it. I love it because it brings a whole new dimension to life. Like what I was talking about just seeing the not so cool things on earth, and like that's always being the focus, and it like you can't really help it if that's your focus. Like if you like in a lot of the settings that we grew up in. Like I'm from Philadelphia. I grew up in the hood. So a lot of people in my life that I've talked to face have not had good experiences growing up. Now I ran across some professional people like along the way and stuff, but you never know how their life was either. They just keep a tighter lip about it. They probably say our parents didn't always have everything, but that's about as much as they say. Hey, sup, brother? Sorry about yesterday. Had a rough day and didn't want to bring the negative vibes to the Todd channel. Didn't want to bring negativity. Couldn't stop talking about negativity. Today is a good day, though. No, it's all right if it's negative. It's all right. Come on, anyways. That way we could just talk it out. We can tie it on out. That's why I got on. That's why I like going on in the morning now for me, before anything else could like try to really bubble up. Cause sometimes I'll be waking up and then I'll be trying to not go through it. I was like, one of the best things for me to talk. And if I don't got anybody to talk to, I'm gonna talk to the internet then. Like, nah, if you want to tie it up, man, it's whatever comes out. Not just, I ain't trying to paint a picture. My girlfriend was just coming on yesterday. Not coming on. She was telling me yesterday. She was saying, yeah, I could see now. I could see. I was telling her how good the show was going and how people are all jumping on the Discord and stuff. And she had said, "Yeah, it's because you're not yelling anymore." And I was like, "I was never yelling." So it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. But it probably was some days where I was feeling some type of way, and I just turned on the camera and just was talking, just was tying it out. Just was tying it out. Probably felt disgruntled from the day before. Oh, I apologize if those vibes y'all couldn't handle it or nothing like that. But hey, this is a story. I'm writing a story. Well, telling a story is written in closed captions. No, but we do gotta write. I mean, I'm gonna write a book. I was just say we do gotta write a book. We do gotta write a book, cause that would be awesome. I just want to write it just to have fun, just to have say that this was what I was. I don't know, cause that's what these videos are. I guess it would just be another avenue because I like language. Like I like to dance with letters and play around and stuff like that. I didn't just now, but you get the picture. And this the way, and I wanted if I was to ever write a book, one of my first books, I wanted to be like a collective of stories. I wouldn't want it to be just one story, unless it was like a fictional book, and I'm like doing a narrative or something like that. But I want to like have a official official book with different stories from people around, and as well as like some cool pictures of mushrooms and just the things that go on the top goes on around the space. Just have it written down in a journal, in a journal. Cause you know how it is sometimes when you write stuff down. Oh, cool, guys. Yeah, it's open. It's open, and the link is in the description too to the Discord, guys. If y'all anybody else want to ever jump in on random, don't matter. I know a book is gonna be awesome. But I want it to be a collective. I want it to be a collective. And I think it could really make a difference because in order to have a true conversation, I believe like different people have different kind of conversations because they grew up in different kind of environments. They grew up like listening to different type of voices, different type of um like voices and attitudes and personalities. So in a book will just be another way of reaching people. A book would be another way of reaching people that like to sit in silence or play their own music or have their own thoughts wandering about instead of having like my voice or somebody else's voice interjecting on a reality, interpreting the words for them and stuff like that. A lot of books allows your mind to just zone out and create a reality like right there, which is kind of what we doing now if you're kind of on the younger side sometimes, or after dealing with psychedelics, they really help open your mind back up to those levels of being able to zone out while watching a video and listen to a long form podcast. I was tying on that with Exile 13 a couple days ago when we were saying the form of long form conversation is being lost. And long form conversation is similar to reading a book. It's kind of the same thing, picking apart. You thought this was going to happen and then this happened. Sometimes it resembles that, but the story keeps going on. Then it has an abrupt ending or a smooth ending, all depending on how that podcast was flowing at the time. All different chapters in the book. It's a show called The Magicians. The Magicians, they have it on Netflix now. It's actually cool. This lighter is not working. Yo, if your lighters are ever not working, I'm gonna put this right here. And it like got this low flame and oh, now it's coming up, but it's low like that and usually it don't come up. Just take this off without like taking out breaking the spring, and ta-da, you still can get that flame. I'm talking like Morty. Yeah, but that's what that's about. Writing a book and having a collaborative effort, having different stories come together. Oh, The Magicians. That's what I was talking about. The Magicians on Netflix. It's an awesome show, and the way that they write it and the way that they present it, as well as the writing in it, it says that it's like chapters in a book. Like when they present each episode, it says like it's in chapters of a bigger book that is the actual show that we're watching, and they're inside of this book movie that we're watching. And then because in the show they go inside of another book, so it's like we're watching a reality and then watching these people jump in reality inside of a book that they thought was fiction the whole time too. Until like season 2, and they're like, oh, Fillory is real, Fillory actually exists and we can go there. Now that's something about that. The Magicians. Oh, here goes a cool book I wanted to share with y'all. I ran across it on Reddit. Somebody shared it and said I ran across this book from, it came out in 1995, about hyperspace. It's called The 10-Dimensional Maze. So let me drag this over here. Bang bang. Oh. Alright, try to get everything centered. Alright. So yeah, it's called Melt, the 10-Dimensional Maze. A radical phenomenon in science will be repeatedly treated as an anomaly until a new theory can explain it. Thomas X. Kuhn. And look at these cool pictures. Like that reminds me of Oho. Oho from Pokemon. The legendary bird. Ash sees in the first episode, then you don't see it again till we grow up. Ooh. Funky. Oh, that's nice. In 1995 they made this? Like, look at his stomach. It's like different dimensions all right there. Thomas X. Kuhn, 1922-1996, a physicist and philosopher of science from Harvard, is arguably most recognized for his coining of the phrase paradigm shift. So he made that word paradigm shift. That's why I was just using that word last week, and I looked it up to like see if I really knew what it meant, because it was just like in my memory to just use. But wow, he made that. Thomas S. Kuhn. And is now common uses in the English language. His book, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, highlighted the underlying matrix of the paradigm that would inhibit the understanding and applications of new discoveries until a cultural shift took place, enabling a re-examination of the scientific findings, integrating them into a new mental framework. A common theme can also be found in the work of renowned media theorist Marshall McLuhan, whose work was succumbed iconically to the weight and historical abstraction of the print and electric medium, so he so eloquently deconstructed. Oh, I actually want to read the rest of this. This is actually dope. Oh, look at that space. Oh, wow. What is up? What is that? What is around? Please don't frown. But that's just a smile if you just tie. McCone's theory of media places human thought in the same context as the pre-materialistic scientists. So before they invented materialism, and they had spirit and stuff involved in things, and in other words, a kind of alchemical conjunction, science as a extension of spirituality. I said that. That's what alchemy is. Then they changed it to chemistry. Simply put, What this means is that the environment is a reflection of what we communicate, and our tools or technologies for doing this could be anything from printed language to microchips to plant alkaloids. All relational proximities are extensions of space, not simply how things appear, but how things appear to be used. All constituted the basic fabric of what we experience as physical reality. McCullough was also remembered for his 1964 phrase, the global village, where he suggested that not only connectedness of culture would be that not only a connectedness of culture would be permitted through electricity, but this would also reverse the relational meaning of certain ideas and ideals arising from the hidden psychological environments. I'm high, it's hard to read this. That emerge mostly undetected. Though our relation to the dominant technology, this idea came some 40 years before our current understanding of online communication, with Facebook being an obvious example that legitimizes his phrase. So, all in all, he was on to something way back when. Because he took some DMT. You can not deny these images. Or acid at least. I wish I can really enlarge these. But let's take us down. Let's go down. See something different. I mean person hole. 3, 7, 11, 4, 18, 1, 9 to 9, 10, 47, 29. And that door looks like a 4. And they talk in this paragraph, they're just talking about how it invokes psychedelic like visions, like how I was saying, and people will try to put it down. It could be argued that the nuance has been absorbed into the hypermemory and is now unable to find its relevant place of expression in modern society. In the true sense of the word, psychedelic means to manifest the soul, to invoke the mind in order to glimpse a sense of unconstructed reality. In the case of the 10-dimensional maze, the computer-generated flute-playing shamans are analog antagonists to the idea of deconstructing culturally sanctioned reality through our technologies. Through our plant technologies. I knew that was a shaman. I was like, yo, he funky. He like grooving. I'm gonna make sure we see all the images before we go off. The passage. Oh, he going in. Wait, referring back to McCullough's idea of electricity being an extension of the nervous system and language as a kind of technology, we can think of the psychedelic experience as a biomechanical language system as nature extending consciousness. Our vocabulary for describing the use of computers and technology in general hasn't really changed since the Industrial Revolution. There is a sense that computers are largely devices limited by economically driven mental facilities that enabled us to diversify experience while simultaneously detaching them from impractical social applications the opposite could be true for the psychedelic experience, as it rarely enters into constructive social discourse in a positive context. The two worlds never seem to meet, yet both the worlds of material, language, and minerals share many of the same constitutes as the psychedelic and technological worlds. Both are bound in the myths of ontological matrix, being things of the alchemical artifice. Take one example of the tantalum, a highly corrosive resistant transition metal used in computers and smartphones. It is named after Greek after a Greek anti-hero, I remember learning about anti-heroes in school, who stole a gold dog from Olympus and boiled his son into a soup to gain a seat at the table of the gods. As punishment for his arrogance, he was destined to stand in a pool of water under a fruit tree, with the water receding every time he tried to take a drink. Damn, the fruits were also just out of reach, never able to gain nourishment for his wayward material aspirations. An absurd story, but nevertheless, the origin of the English word tantalizing is, if this myth is not a forewarning of how communication technology tends to be either self-serving or at the disposal of the dominant, culturally sanctioned mode of thinking, then I do not know what this is. Ooh, they are really wordy. But that was nice. I like that. Because most you got to tie on, we're like, what is technology? Technology is, technology to me is magic. Just as magical as everything else. Ooh. That's a nice one. He was drowning. Oh, this is actually from the page, from the book. He was drowning and trying to solve the riddle of the rocks. He had been careless and had fallen into the angry sea. Normally, he would have kept his head above the waves, but these waters were vicious, and the struggle to survive had quickly drained his strength. Down he sank. Away from the turbulent surface, he entered a dream-like state in which his eyes sucked in every gleam of the underwater light. His scrambled mind, desperate to beat sense into the light falling upon his retina, saw a silver screen on which was projected a mess of images. His body, succumbing to his hallucinations, settled into a sitting position as though ready for a bioscope show. I messed up the last part. I like how they got going at the bottom, have a nice day over and over. Let me pull it up so y'all can see it. Have a nice day. Hey, I might as well finish reading. It is apparent that the origins of alchemy, psychedelia, computers, language, and all other technologies throughout history have shared a common birthplace in the esoteric, not the exoteric, which is like religion. But it is mainly our description that renders them separate. Terence McKenna once asserted that we can look at the whole thing as a factory of moving mechanical parts. The DNA is being read, the databases are being created, and the protocols for moving through them are permissions to a new level of intelligence. I say like playing the game at a on hard on expert mode. You get like new powers. You start getting abilities. The only difference between computers and psychedelics is that one is easier to swallow. We see now with all the VR headsets and things coming around. It's a whole new world. The internet and computers are actually made from materials of the earth. They're largely metal, silicone, glass, copper, gold, and silver. These are things that the alchemists dreamt of. They transform space and time. They allow us to speak at a distance, and they allow us to wander through libraries thousands of miles distance. They make it so that no fact is too obscure and no person so hidden that you can't reach them. As we dwell farther into our psychical psychologies in these obscure political and economic times, the one notable difference is that our tribalism and connectedness has somewhat expanded electronically. But since there is compression with every expansion, there is also a cautionary tale, as all absurd comedies are. Once the puppet remains have been gathered, they feel free to consider their surroundings. Oh, wow, that was nice. Ted is dead. He said there's some good stuff. I know. I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I pulled it up. Because at first I didn't know. I just ran across it yesterday. I did know. I said, I'm going to save this. I saw exactly in my imagination. I said, I got to show this. But I didn't scroll down myself. So all of this is a surprise to me, too. It's wonderful. Look at them jazz hands. Those real jazz hands. Yeah, but they're so right. They right on the spot with that. When he was saying about the metals and then being the alchemy. Oh, wow. Because even before psychedelics, that's what I was on. I was on that alchemy journey. And so I want to be an alchemist. They on to something. I'm going to be in my lab. Like, and I knew it had to deal with the mind and not so much on metals. But with mushrooms, they show me that every single thing is connected. So as we working in this world, we working in the other world. Like, however, that language seemed fishy, but y'all get the picture. So, like, man, it's wild. And that's why, like, in my mushroom trip, I was, and the mushrooms were saying, show me how everything is all connected. Everything is an inner reality and an outer reality. This is dreaming up you, and you're dreaming up this, and out here is dreaming up you, and the rabbit hole just keep on going up, and we start changing it up depending on the time we living into dream world, spirit world, simulation, virtual reality. All these different terms start popping up, but it's all the same thing. It's all depending on what dream we aware of in that moment. Nowadays we saying the simulation. We waking up from the simulation and going into the real world or something. We still just say the real world. We still don't know nothing though. We still don't know. And that's what makes it cool. That's what I think makes it cool, that we still don't know. Like, man, yeah, something's reason to still play the game. I want to scroll down and look at the rest of these pictures with you guys. Oh, that's what I was talking about too. Is that it grows from the earth, and so does these plant medicines, like the psychedelics. They all grow from the earth. And all, like, I was thinking about the minerals too. When it comes to technology, the minerals take a long time to actually form. So they're millions of years old, and now they're being able to express themselves by coming together in different ways. And now when they express themselves, they're able to, like the guy was saying, manipulate time and space. So I was bringing this up before, like when you're watching a YouTube video, or I'm watching a YouTube video or a movie or something, or like particular a vlog for this example. It's like I summoned that person. I summoned, like I did a ritual in my mind without thinking or something, or me clicking was the ritual. And my mind was already set on it, already becoming an actuality. So with clicking on typing, it's I summoned the person onto the YouTube video or onto the TV, or summoned the experience through a movie. And it's like everybody gets you set into the ritual. I was thinking about movies, how they get you set into the ritual so that you really get into it and really, really experience it. Like even when you at the movie theater. Wait, hold on. Even when you at the, like, they set up movie theaters to make you feel comfortable. It's all dark. It's all dark. You don't get the what am I doing? All right, there you go. It's all dark. It's comfortable. They give you popcorn. Um, they give you popcorn food. They put it. They just make, you know how it is at the movies. It's real comfortable. It's real comfortable. And even when they found out people wasn't gonna be in the movies no more, they set you up for the ritual by setting up at you comfortable at home with all the streaming services now. Like in order to summon Disney or summon Netflix or summon Hulu, like summon us. We want to exist. It's not a good or it's not a bad or good thing. It's just a thing that's happened that I noticed that happens. So yeah, I got thrown off track for a second. But the minerals, that's yeah, all ties in what I was saying. Just think about these things. That's what just tying is. Combining your mind with your heart. Let whatever come out, come on out. And but that's what the minerals are like finally able to do. and it's just all magical. It's all magical. Like even like ever look at your technology while you're on a trip, it starts looking completely different. Like start seeing different lights on it. It look like it's from the future, kinda. And you see people trying to recreate it too. Like you probably putting near, trying to recreate technology by making it look cool, by putting swipes on it or something like that. I don't know. You see, I be watching people customize iPhones by putting acrylic pores on it, but it be looking like it just look different. It look like a movie. If I can get this over here, I can read this comment. Hey, what's going on, Nicholas Joshua? Nicholas. I'm tying on this book. I'm about to show y'all the rest of these pictures. It's a book called 10 Dimensional Maze. It came out in 1995. But I want to get this artist down pat. By Thomas Kuhn. Yeah, by Thomas Kuhn. But I think we was down. It's like down in here. Whoa. I like that. What y'all think about this one? Any more? Farther reading. Buy the book. Yeah, this is a good. That was. I would actually want to get this book so I could see all the pages. And he created all of these images on a computer too. That's another interesting thing. His imagination was working through this. And like I said, that looks like Oho. Let me show you. Did you say you think some of my paintings be looking like that? The one that, yeah. The one that reminds me of it, now that you mention it. Hold on a second. I'm back. Didn't take too long. But wait, let me show you Oho real fast while it's on here. See, that bird looks like Oho.
Yo, Ty, can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Rick the Matrix?
What's up, Bubba? Chilling, man. I got these new headphones yesterday, and they kind of suck, so I gotta take it back. I was just wondering if the mic was working okay.
No, you loud,
Like it
and
seems like I
clear.
got.
What'd you
How
say?
about, can you hear me now, or is it lighter?
No, I can hear you loud and clear. It was good the whole time.
Oh, all right, cool. Because they're them ear pod, not the ear pods you get from Apple, but they're skull candy with no wire. And I used to have the ones that had the wrap around the neck with the microphone
Uh huh.
on the thing that wrapped, and that thing sounded good all the time. Now I'm getting people are saying I could barely hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No. I was saying people were telling me they could barely hear me, but you're
Oh,
saying it's okay, so I'll just keep.
yeah,
Must
I
have
can
been on
hear
their
you.
line. Good. Okay. How's your day going? I've been listening to working at the same time.
Uh huh. It's been good. And what's going on, Giorgio? Gio. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I just got up. I've been up since like 3 hours now. But I was just chilling in the morning time, thinking about doing DMT, and then just saying I'm gonna relax and the moment gonna come. So that I said I'm gonna go. I'll make sure I go live. Make sure I go live and just
Uh,
talk, see what comes out.
yeah, yes. Yesterday I had a an eventful day, so that's why I'm because it's just all negative, bro.
Uh-huh.
Bring it to your platform. You know what I mean? I know you like to talk about everything, but I just didn't bring a bad vibe at all.
I feel you. You want to handle it.
Yeah.
Handle it upstairs instead of down here.
My thing is though, I should be when I get like that, calling guys like you and everything as soon as possible, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and get it off. But I didn't do that yesterday. I was being weak yesterday.
It happens.
Sometimes with this illness you can get weak. Like you have days and shit where you're just so,
Mm-hmm.
and others, and then some days are great.
Now you kind of going
Yeah,
in and out.
glad.
But I don't know if that's me or not.
I'm
I'm gonna put it up on the tablet. Back up.
that
Wait, say something again.
something again.
Oh, there it is. I got you on the tablet now. I can hear you better. Hey, wait, how I just cut off? Oh, it would cut back on the other one. I'm getting this figured out.
Oh, okay.
There it is. I just gotta cancel out this so it
That's
don't
the
start
problem.
back on.
That's the problem with electronics now, bro. They've tried to reinvent the wheel too many times, so they make it complicated.
Nicholas said live DMT session. Soon in the future.
My bubble's ready to go.
Uh-huh. It's just that I just keep I don't know, I just keep being a human saying it's my first time. It's my first time.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
it
main
makes
thought
sense
that
though.
keep going through my head.
Okay.
And then everybody else thoughts, like even though I know what it's about from hearing from listening to y'all stories and then my psilocybin mushroom journeys, and then I be reading a comment that say, man, I did mushroom and acid for years and it was still nothing to DMT. And I'm like, oh. So I just be
Yeah,
psyching my own self out. It's just me. Because nobody else around me telling me not to do it. So,
I'd be happy. My favorite is just being alone, or when I eat my veggies, my shroomies. I like to go out fishing and go in nature and stuff after my little peak time. You know, shit is fun.
yeah, I gotta try that. Go fishing. We got 2 fishing rods we bought about 2 months ago and never used them. They still got the tags and everything.
Yeah. Once you start catching your first fish and everything, you're gonna be addicted to it. You want to go every day.
The most I ever caught a fish was on Zelda.
That's awesome.
I must have really felt like I was catching a fish. And,
For some reason, you cut out again.
but no, if anything, if I don't do the DMT today, I'm definitely gonna do some shrooms. Which is
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah,
I be saying that's contradictory. Kind of like, don't you want the shorter trip? So, it's just things that I'm saying. I'm just saying stuff. Something gonna happen.
yeah. You're just contemplating out loud is all.
Yeah, cause it's Sunday. I don't got that much. I don't have to watch the kid all day. So.
What's up? Yeah, I don't have the little ones here either today, so I'm going in later on. I gotta do some chores around here, and then boom, I'll be doing something later.
Okay.
I'll definitely message you.
King God said fishing is therapeutic at times with weed.
It is. It really is. It really, really is. Especially the spots I go, you know, there's no traffic, no people, no. don't hear no cars, no nothing.
Do you get in like a boat
Nice
or
and
you near the
quiet.
shore? Like right
So
there by the water.
I got this I got this area that I go to where it used to be an old golf course, but it's all grown in.
Mm-hmm.
And I go back there. There's like 12 ponds back there that
Oh,
humans haven't been around.
that's
They've been around
easy.
in fucking at least 15 years. Humans ain't touched them ponds.
Until
So,
you
but
got
it's
there.
hard. They were hard to get to. Believe that. There's a
Uh-huh.
path there, but everything's grown over. So I had to machete my way through everything. But I got there.
Oh,
And
that's
like, there's
good.
no houses on the waters. There's no nothing. So the fish are good there to
Yeah, they
eat.
free as shit.
Yeah, free of every chemical that you don't even know how to pronounce.
Mm-hmm. Around here they have a lake called Horseshoe Lake. It's really shaped like a horseshoe. I gotta go there.
Cool.
It's right at the beginning of the mountains, and then after that is like miles and miles of just mountain ranges. And
I
go to
told my
different
psychiatrist.
counties and everything.
That's what's up. I told my psychiatrist the other day I want to live in the mountains, move away from everyone, throw my technology in a lake somewhere, and just go live in the mountains. She was like, "You'll never be happy." I said, "I'll be the most happy I've ever been in my life. What are you talking about?" I said, "If once I don't have to deal with nothing like that no more, I got my little cabin, just hunt and fish every day, and do my plant medicine, I'll be fine."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you got the supplies to grow your own everything, like including the plant medicines, or else I'd probably get bored.
Hell yeah.
But
Yeah,
no,
there's always something to do
yeah,
out in the woods, especially if you're doing survivalist stuff like living out there and trying to live off of it. You always got something to do.
yeah, you're gonna be intact with
My,
everything.
hell yeah.
Like this family of deer usually stays over there.
hmm Yeah, I was going through the other day. I was just looking for mushrooms because it had rained. I found a bunch of bullets and everything. And there was about 4 or 5 hogs. There was one big one and 4 small ones. They just looked at me and went the other way. Just kept eating. Really, they get pissed off and go after you. Shit was wild. Like, because I don't know if they were trying to communicate with me or what, because they was just chilling.
Wait, what was
Freaking
trying
neat.
to communicate with you? I had to switch the discords.
There were some pigs, hogs, like wild hogs,
Oh wow,
and they
hogs.
just looked. Yeah, and they just looked. They just looked at me and they kept eating, and they just walking and eating, just didn't run. Usually they see you and they bolt, or they'll come after you. One of the two. But
I was
they were
gonna
just
say, aren't
chilling.
they vicious?
Yeah, they'll either come after you or take off, especially if they got babies. And this one had babies with it, but it must have known I was mushing. Animals be doing that too. I mean, they just come up. Most of them come right up to me and stuff when I'm like that. They don't run from me. None of that.
Uh huh.
It's like they know. They're like, this dude's cool with the earth. He ain't. Yeah, it's amazing out there. I feel bad for all the younger kids nowadays that are stuck on these electronics and everything because there's so much fucking awesome stuff out there, man, to do. So much. And they're not going to experience a lot of it because they're stuck on their games and this and that.
Yeah, I think now is the time to like get a glimpse, like for the generation now to get a glimpse of what was here, just so that they can be ahead of the game on when things really start being more terraformed, or if they get more terraformed, and like we build more cities and destroy more stuff. Because then the kids that
Yeah,
still have like a glimpse of that, they'll be able to recreate the best scenarios back in like cyber whatever cyber future.
yeah,
But the ones
yeah.
that don't, they gonna
Cyber.
be looking up to the people and be like, oh, remember we never was there for those times.
Damn, that's something to tie about for sure. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That will be on my mind for a couple hours now.
And they'll
It's
still be
awesome though.
good.
Like, yeah, they could take a look back and be like, this is how it was, and things came up on their own, and we can always fix it. We can always reverse what the damage we done. Somehow, because if you look at it, if like everyone was to leave Earth, if you ever seen that show, I can't remember what it's called. It's like, what if everyone just all of a sudden disappeared off Earth?
I used to come
The
on
Earth would
Discovery
take it.
Channel, I think.
Yeah, and it's showing
Mm-hmm.
like how the plants were breaking down concrete buildings and everything. Everything will just go back to the Earth. Pretty wild.
No, that was real. Cause then they used to show the city buildings and the vines and everything. It looked like I Am Legend. You saw that movie with Will
Yeah,
Smith?
just like that.
Yep. I used to watch all of those shows, but I don't think any. I think the planet going just whatever happens going to happen. It's probably going to be some people that probably leave the planet and like go to Mars or something like that, or some new planet that probably appear out the blue.
What up? What up? You hear me?
Hey, hey,
Hell yeah.
what's going on,
All
What's up,
Kane?
right.
bro?
Kane guys.
No, I'm just listening in. What's up, Rape the Matrix?
What's up, buddy? How you doing today?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm doing better.
There we go.
Yeah, what I was saying about the
Better is
We were
technology.
better than
talking
being
about like
worse.
the Earth and everything, how it would take itself back, and on this one show, I can't remember what they call it though. You can't remember, Ty?
What they call what? Oh, the name of the documentary. Is it The Day We Left Earth or something? No, no, that's a movie.
What's up with it, y'all?
Hey,
Man,
True.
get out of here, dude.
I'm
What's up, man? How you doing?
all right, man. Just in the hospital with pops.
I
Damn.
dig it. I dig it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I just was saw your post on that.
yeah.
Hmm.
Stay strong, bro. Stay strong.
Oh yeah, I am no doubt, man. I have people y'all was talking about.
Mhm.
Like, man, it's so
Did you?
cold down here. I said, golly.
Yeah, seeing your ass in the snow.
Yeah, because hey, that's why I couldn't come down until Friday, Saturday because of the snow. Like it was
Yeah, I
snowed
remember
in
what
like
you
all
said.
week. Like you couldn't
Wow.
even make it through. Couldn't even make it through. So it's like I only got like little time frame to make it through the mountains to even get back
Hmm.
home. Like Monday, it's gonna be open, but then probably Tuesday, Wednesday, it's gonna be back closed. So it's like that.
Locked in or locked out.
Yeah, man,
Mm.
it's good to hear
Well,
y'all though, man.
you
Yeah.
already know, man.
We
We got Rape the Matrix in here
here in
too.
the early morning.
Yeah, yeah, in the
Good,
early
good to
AM,
hear you.
huh? Like yeah,
Look, they think True Fam only be at True Live. We everywhere.
yeah.
All of it.
That's what I tried. That's why I tried to tell him. I said, if I ain't live, just Ty live. King I.
Hmm.
It's like everybody just got to tap in.
That's all,
Like,
man.
because if I ain't on my channel, well, you need to get no. They got their own channels. We can go to their channel sometimes and kick it. Like, why
You know how
not?
many Discords is open?
Yeah,
Shoot.
1,000 of them.
You
Pops
It's
just
know,
awesome, man.
beginning.
yeah.
I said,
A lot of
Pops
my
just
friends
beginning out of
is awesome.
consciousness.
Uh,
Oh, it's in that
So
you
state
I
said
now.
you about to move them?
huh?
Go ahead, Ty.
No, I was just commenting on the state he in, going in and out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, going in and out because the medication and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, woke,
It's trying to
sleep,
ease the
woke,
pain.
sleep. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's crazy because, they give them a pain medication for his bladder, pain medication for his urethra, pain medication for this. They get like three different pain medications for like three different spots. It's like, what the, like,
Mm.
golly. You just be wanting to just go, let me just crush up some shrooms and put it in some orange juice.
Hey, for real.
For real.
That's what I wish I had done that
For
with my
I
real.
I
know.
would.
Without any illegal actions being.
Nah,
I
that's
would put.
no. Look, that's the thing. He gonna come and move to San Diego with me. So
Right.
That's
I'm hoping he do it fast, not waiting
Mm-hmm.
too long. Then I could start, trying the
Mm-hmm.
different mushrooms they talking about that they've been using for cancer treatment.
Yep, for people with near
Absolutely,
that's very near
absolutely.
death, they was already doing experiments with that, and it helped
Yeah,
them have the anxiety just wipe away, like way
Yeah,
toned down.
I gotta
yeah,
find that shit I sent you. I sent you some shit like a year ago about all some therapies through psychedelics like a year ago. I'm gonna find it
yeah,
and resend it to you.
yeah. It's mainly just the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what we get. It just the pain. But
I
I
didn't have
I
a
might.
can look it
chance.
up now.
I
I
didn't
was
have a
looking it up
chance to
all
do that with
last
my
night.
dad. I wish my dad could have came home, but he didn't have a chance to.
Yeah,
Because if I knew then what I know now, he would have been free.
That's how it is
But
every time too.
he had a girlfriend who would just she was on my trail every time I talked to my dad. Not anything, even when he was up and moving, was healthy. She's always on my trail. She was a black widow. That's all.
that's
She was
hey, bro.
gold
That's
digger.
what it is right now. The same
I know,
thing.
and you can't. It's so fucking hard to deal with. You just want to fucking help. You just want to fucking
Mm-hmm.
help,
Yeah,
and you can't do shit. And it's fucked
and
up.
you
It's
can't
like the
really
most
do anything.
fucked up feeling. Bro,
That's
my
weird.
head's with me.
That's
Thinking about
weird.
you a lot. Saying shit with your
Mm-hmm.
dad.
It's weird though. I said the Black Widows. I guess they got one in every family.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
do.
They just be waiting
straight up.
nowadays, waiting for it to be done so they can just get everything.
Some
Yeah.
people built like that.
That one
Yeah,
comment I think you were saying true that you're gonna jump on things and take care of things right away, like you said. That's smartest to fucking do. Because me and my brother and sister did not do that right away. We waited like a day. But my uncle and them and all them was
yeah,
already on it before his own children. Like
yeah.
they were waiting for him to go too, even his family. Because my dad used to help his brother, and it's like, damn, how come they all on my dad's shit like that? Robbing his dad, it's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what they do, man. That's what they
Hmm.
do.
My
Man,
uh,
that
my lady's aunt died. What, like 4 days ago, 5 days ago, and the day she died, everybody on her side was looking and pillaging her jewelry, looking through her clothes, arguing and physically fighting over her possessions, and she died that day.
Mm.
she,
That's
That's
That
that's a
exactly
day.
what
whole
happened to
vibe
me.
that be running people they whole life, and they
it's,
they see
it's
think it
called
as just
grief.
their thoughts, and it's
But
really
what look,
them.
but what's crazy is her husband is a very good man. It's just he's dealing
Yeah,
with the dementia.
get some sleep.
So he's
Mm-hmm.
just
Uh,
not even, he's
You
in the
have to
house
get
witnessing it, but not really understanding what's going on. And they're just doing this. It's crazy.
that.
There's
that's
people
even
like
more
that.
fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, those people. I don't even know how them people sleep at night, bro. For
me
real,
neither.
I don't know
Me
how.
neither.
That shit got
Look,
too
this is
fucking
the
hot.
thing, though, y'all. Look, this is what's crazy, right? Because his girlfriend, she have like the alcohol. Like she called up here last night, all drunk, trying to talk to
Mm,
me. Hey, all tipsy. Booker, how's he? Man, you're supposed to be up here 24/7. You ain't supposed to leave him by himself. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Yeah.
right, right.
My dad, you feel me, man? I'm telling you, look, bro. The stories, believable. You feel me? They're unbelievable. When you get to talk about it, you be like, yo, no, that didn't happen. You
Like a
feel me? It
movie.
don't even click. Like, I'm thinking, I even got her around for one. You feel me? Her mama walked in on her. Yeah, yeah. I think it baffles me, G.
Cause I
It
just
blows my
watched a
mind too.
movie showing all of this too, bro. and it was a comedy, but it was showing exactly. I guess comedies try to show us what's really going on in life. They had set some people up on a boat, and then the dad had died, and it was the widow the whole time that was plotting on the money and tried to frame it on the other kids.
Mm-hmm.
Trying
And
to say
like
they all
that's
had motives.
I already know that's what she waiting for. She waiting for him to pass, so you know what I'm saying, she can get that little Social Security money and shit. Nah, it's not happening. I told him, I was like, Pops, I said, I'm taking you and I'm taking my brothers and sisters. I'm taking y'all to San Diego.
Right.
He's like, I don't want it to be no trouble. Ain't gonna be no fucking trouble. I was like, come on now.
You got the best pops now.
He took care of you forever. I hate that. You know, my dad said the same thing. I'm like, you changed my shitty diapers. I'm fucking helping you now, so chill.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Take y'all down there. Give my brothers and sisters a better life. They don't need to be around this shit anyway.
Because he got the right mind.
Did you ever think what positive energy would do to him instead of being in that goddamn hospital where y'all fucking him up?
He still talking about, yeah, man, I got somebody trying to buy an ass out right now, man. She's still selling weed. You need to smoke this.
Yeah, I'm a GTA.
Oh my God, damn, this nigga still selling weed and shit.
I gotta light up for him right now. I gotta light up.
Hey, but King, I'm pissed off. Guess how much the half ounce is going for out here?
What's that?
$65.
Cheap as hell.
I said $65.
I'm moving, nigga.
I said, goddamn.
You in the Bay Area?
I'm in Fresno.
Oh yeah. You up closer than me. It is like that now up here.
Y'all know where I'm at. That shit sound crazy to me.
I just got an O for $60.
Yeah.
On the real though.
Yeah.
On the real though, true, you're doing the right thing. Get your little sibling, get your daddy, and get him the fuck out of the hospital into your crib, bro.
Yeah, that energy is all bad.
I didn't have the chance, and that my dad's girl was like a demon standing by his bedside. She was trying to get my dad to sign something while he was slipping in and out of consciousness. While my grandma was standing right there, my grandma was bawling. Like, you don't even care that he's laying in his bed dying, and you want him to sign
not at all.
paper? Like, get the. I can't believe it. If
my mom was a nurse for 13 years, and she tells me, yeah, these girls, because she speak, man, listen, she tell me, these girls, the nurses, just wait for y'all to die so y'all can just move, and we can just move y'all and get to the next one. I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't fuck with hospitals. She was a nurse for 12 years. It ain't like she was there for a year or something. No, she was there for a good time.
What's going on, Spirit Molecule?
Quick as possible, get them around some love, get them around some happiness, get them around that. That does the body good.
Some happiness, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
Doctors,
let them hear some kids run around. You know, you can't go outside or nothing. Just hearing kids laugh, hearing kids talk to you. You know, just
smell of air and looking at the green
exactly.
The only people that have good memories about hospitals are doctors, and they still deal with death. So home is a lot better.
A lot.
Hey, no, it's fucked up, right? Because y'all already know how. So I had him in there laughing. Every time he laughed, it was hurting. But it was like, and then because he telling me about his baby mama and my sister and mom, and he was like, for some reason, she had stopped. She had slowed down on drinking, and then her mama came over and bought some drugs. Mama just got her back drunk. He said one time, he said, I think she got like brain damage or something. He said one time she was getting drunk. He said she just walked into the wall. And he was like, he said, is you okay? He said she walked into the wall like 3 times. I was like,
But we was just in there just talking, bro. It was cool. He was able to,
Yes.
like, you could tell he probably laughed. Man, cause my
Spend as much
brother
time as you
that
can
type.
with him, bro.
But he worried right now. He about too many. Like you don't even worry about all.
Nah, I'm glad that he can find humor. Like, as long as he can find humor, he still can find some youth to keep him on.
Hell yeah.
And that's what he let at. He was in there laughing. Kept, but then like, case phase now. He was like now. He was like, dang. He said ever since the other day, he said, man, I just wake up. I'm like, dang, when did I fall asleep? I didn't even know I was. But he just wanted to get up
Damn drug.
and shit like that. He like, man, I need to get up. I can't sit up.
He said he gotta get up.
Yeah, he
Hell
said
yeah.
to get up. He be wanting to go to work and shit.
Go to work.
Wow.
Yeah, go to work. He talking about I need to go pay my rent. I gotta go do this and do that. And chill out, man. I don't want that $85 late. You was in the hospital with cancer that's just spreading. Like, what you mean? Like, call your landlord and let her know. Oh, she out. You don't know. She out to get me. I'm like, oh my God, you tripping. But all you can do is just go along, talking. It's like okay, if that's what makes you happy. You talking about getting out, turning in your phones, and getting a new iPhone. What you think about that new iPhone? I don't know. Like, I got a
There you go.
Galaxy. Like, yeah, but the new iPhone is cool, Dad. What you want to get? Like, you know what I mean? And then I'm having problems with my car. I got to get another car. Why don't you just get a new car and stop getting them old cars? And, like,
He not gonna have nothing to do, but he gotta fix it. He wanna fix it up.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I always fixing it up. I keep fixing the shit, but it got a good motor. It just
Always got a good motor.
Yeah, it always got a good motor. He said it got a good motor. But when you start it and you drive it on the street, and you get ready to take off, it got a little knock. But when you get on that freeway,
Good.
it run good. I'm like, bruh.
After you feel that jump, it'll jump on you, right? You're good
Keep
after
up
that.
with it. Gotta keep up with
You
it.
good.
That's
dope.
living.
Good
That's
time.
living.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Going at an experience and not worried about the problems. Just like, this what I want. This what I want to experience. That's what we all should be doing all the time.
We ain't about to dwell on the bullshit.
It's a big part of my problem, y'all. I'm too critical about it, all the small, stupid ass shit. That's why I have
I've been
bad
called
days.
analytical, so I dig it.
I
Me
fucking
too.
hate them
Over
doctors.
analytical a-hole. That's what people call me.
Hey, them nurses be thinking they slick. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Google don't work. Like, Google
Right.
don't work. They try to hit you with all these doctors and these big ass that you don't think. And then, so that's what I read. I don't. Then you gotta look the shit up. And then I look the shit up and I say, well, bitch, why didn't you just say this? Like, it was easier to say this. Like,
Exactly.
God damn, and like I barely just talked to the doctor. Golly.
I think, man, when I was in the hospital several different times because of my health and my pancreas, and I was in a lot of pain. And I swear, man, I used to do hard medications like that. And they were watering my stuff down and pocketing the rest. They had to be. And it was crazy because I was like, I shouldn't feel any pain right now. I'm sitting here dying, and they're taking my medicine from me. They be doing stuff like that. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Water,
Dude, they did,
sitting
man.
down.
They junkies too, just because they got
I
a
was
degree.
just
don't
about
mean
to
they
say
can't
that,
do it.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't mean
I got
My
my.
mom told me a couple of them was junkies.
Mhm.
Straight up.
Uh-huh.
A lot of
Yeah,
them.
you got
Especially
access
if
to
they
the
know how to
heavy
get that
pills and
prescription.
shit.
Get that script,
A
I
lot of
mean. Oh, somebody trying to bust
I'm
through.
just glad I got to hear true laugh a little bit today, man.
Hey, but
What up?
You real low.
That was my bad. That my mom's called me and shit.
Oh.
Oh, we was talking and shit. We said, what up?
Yeah, Ty, wake up. All right.
nah, my mom's called me trying to find out. She way up in there.
Let's see if we better.
They didn't even tell.
Oh, he was back on the
My,
phone again. I was confused all over again. But but no, that's why I like. That's why I always liked older people, and like nurses. I don't know. I was about to get into nurses how they can be good because they're around people that's dying around a lot, or just being around people that's dying does like bring a certain sense about you, about your own mortality. But also like if you're able to see somebody like True Dad still like laughing and stuff like that, it's like oh, it's mortality, but it's all right. It's all right. The only thing to really still focus on, if you want to, is what was you just doing? Oh yeah, I gotta get to work. Or in his case, or I want to draw. I just want to paint. Cause I went over these studies a while ago on the old Side Top podcast, about the different FDA, not even FDA studies, but studies that John Hopkins was doing on cancer, near death patients and cancer related treatments, and giving them psilocybin, and then really being able to smile, smile even though whatever was happening was happening. Cause that's how it make you feel now. We always still feel like we about to die. Like before psychedelics, when you first start, even still now, depending on your situation. And then like once you just take that dose in the right setting, like with the intentions and stuff all flowing nice, or just flowing, or just let all the intentions go, whatever it be. You just really like get what you actually get what you needed. Get something to make you to remind you to have some fun. Cause me, I'm the same way. It was this movie I was just watching. Um, oh, it's not called Paper Trail. It's an old Disney movie, but it had the little boy from Home Alone in there, and it came out in the '90s. And it was about him going to a library, but he was always like hypercritical about everything, and he analyzed everything. Like he didn't want to take risk. So then he went to the library and somehow he got knocked out and he went into like this DMT world and he went into cartoon
Macaulay
world.
Culkin.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin. He was in
And he
that
had
movie.
glasses on.
Yeah, some circle
I
glasses.
know the movie, but I can't remember the name. Yeah, that was a good one.
Disney movie.
Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus? No, that's the witches, ain't it?
No, that's not it.
I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know any of them kids' movies. I ain't watched them in a long time.
McCartney.
Are so tripped out though.
But it was talking to him. I was like, yo, stop over analyzing everything. I mean, being so scared and analyzing, just go with it. Cause he was the librarian kept trying to get him to go to the fiction section, and he's like, no, I'm just in this library because it's raining. He's like, no, you look like somebody that's in need of that wants adventure and pirates and all this other stuff. And it's like when when I'm thinking too much, I'm like, I'm chilling right now. I don't need anything. I don't need nothing of that. But I be getting caught up in me like, oh, that's me trying to block everything out, trying to block my own adventure, my own self out, like me being afraid of myself, my own. Like, you well pointed out too. He was saying, don't be afraid of your story, because like I could see the story that's playing out, and I'd be like, oh wait, I don't want to play it, but not in like a depressive way, but just in a I want to change it up. But it still is all up to me too, and how I actually want to play it out. But Yeah, you know how it is. Just going out into the wilderness. Just gotta keep developing. It's like a skill. It is like a skill. You just gotta keep doing it. Just keep it up. Sometimes it's gonna be scary. Sometimes it's gonna be fun. Sometimes it's gonna be both. But at least you got a story to tell.
Yes. Some spots I go to, I'll be like, man, if I go here or go this far deep, I might get lost and not get out of here. Even though I got a GPS and whatever, but you still think it. You get like this intense motion, like you're about to do a dose or something. No shit.
Spirit Michael, you said that's what I would like to do. My house, a place for retreat for all people that are not well. And then he said it's not easy. No, it's not. It's not easy. It's not easy being breezy, but once you just be breezy, that's what you are at the moment.
Breezy.
It is hard. It is a challenge. I would say it is a challenge. It's a challenge. Cause it's supposed to be hard. I'm on hard mode right now. I'm playing on expert. I'm trying to get the expert mode. I'm trying to play this game on expert mode eventually. Cause I'm used to quitting games. That's why I'm not good at Call of Duty. My friends always used to play, and I used to just like, all right, I'm gonna stop. I guess I'm gonna just stop talking too. Hey, King Guys, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just listening in.
I was gonna mention something random real fast. You know they bringing back the Proud Family.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, get out of here.
It's
That'll
gonna
be dope. I just hope they don't fuck it up.
It's gonna be on Disney Plus. I saw it pop up. It was on one of my tabs when I just looked up. I was like, let me just get this thought out real fast.
I seen they was trying to do Ed, and Eddie. I said, no, don't do that. Because they had them looking goofy.
They got to. But they probably are going to try a new style of animation. They trying that, Courage the Cowardly Dog. They trying a couple.
Well, they don't have new ideas, so they just remix old ideas. That's all everything does.
Mm-hmm.
Just remixing some shit.
I used to love watching Rocco's Modern Life or Dexter's.
Absolutely.
Yo, those are the personalities.
I bought the DVDs. I got the DVDs of each one of them.
I just was watching the Rocco's Modern Life. They got Rocco's Modern Life movie on Netflix. It came out like 2 months ago. 2-3 months ago. And it was about reality too. I forget the whole synopsis though, but it was some trippy stuff going on.
And they got Invader Zim. If you watched Invader Zim, it was a lot of satanic ritualism in there.
I used to be Invader Zim. That was my show.
It's the Christmas scene, I think it is. Man. I did like little memes of it. That shit was wild.
I used to be all that Hot Topic. I used to be all that Hot Topic, buying all the Gur stuff. All the Gur gear. They had.
I could see you. Silly.
I'm trying to find this movie.
Hey, what I wanted to talk to you, what I messaged you a while back, is when I get that fucking settlement, I do want to pick up a couple people. I don't know if I'm gonna get like a big van or rent one or fucking do something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
50 fucking stacks. I want to go out and see True. I always wanted to go out west. I want to see Denver. You know, just ride out. You know what I mean? I know Ozo. I told him about it. There's some of us East Coasters go out west.
I was about to say, I'm in Ohio. Yes, let's do that. That's what we trying to do. I'm with it.
Because like if I buy one, I'm gonna buy one and live in it for a couple of years too afterwards, so I can save some money. But if not, we can rent one. You know, if I change my plan, but if not, I'd at least rent one. You know what I'm saying? Take turns. I don't like driving. Period.
If the West come to the East or we meet up in the middle, that'd be dope too.
Yeah, we're gonna be traveling as soon as I get some money.
All I'm gonna need is gas. All we need on y'all is gas money. I'll get the vehicle, man, because I'm gonna need one anyway. So.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's what we working for right now. That's what one of the paths we on right now.
Yeah, I seen that. That's why I was like, man, should I say something or should I surprise him? But,
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
I don't. You trying to surprise?
Like, cause I don't want to say, hey, yo, let's do this now, and then y'all got families and stuff. You got to plan it and shit.
What's going on, Sahi?
Kids all the time. They can go do shit like that. So I gotta think about y'all.
Absolutely, I dig that.
I was like, I gotta fucking let them know that I'm gonna do something like that.
Give me 2 seconds, I'll be back.
All right. Yo, I got this picture up on the YouTube. I'll put the link in the Discord too. It's this nebula. Somebody I think it was a regular person. He took it with his camera. Let me post this real quick. Oh, now let me get back to the page. There we go. He said he held this camera up at the sky for 24 hours to take a picture of this star nebula. He said, I pointed and took what happens when a star is born inside a crowded neighborhood. This is what he wrote about it. He said, if you're curious, sort of thing, blah, blah, blah. What happens when Yeah, we back. I want to know what kind of camera he has. Like, do you have a giant telescope? That looked like an egg to me. Well, I guess a nebula is they say is a birthplace of stars. So it is like a cosmic egg.
It's like a ball of gas or something. Or I'm thinking wrong.
I want to know,
have to read it.
How did he get, what kind of telescope did he have? Because it still look, yeah, Sahi, you said it. You said it. I said it still look like a digital image. But it said it was composited for over 24 hours, so that's the only reason he's able to get it. Because I was at an observatory. Camera could be phone you connected to scope. Could be something like that. I was at the observatory last week, a week and a half ago, whatever that 2 Saturdays was. And for my daughter field trip, and we got to look through this giant telescope, and I got to see a nebula. One of the they was pointing out something, and it was right there. And they was telling us how we wasn't really seeing it live though, but it was a composited image because of how far it was. They had to like compile it on the computer still, but it was happening right there. Like she moved the camera, the telescope, like we couldn't see it no more. Like she had to adjust the camera and stuff to see it. I was like, oh, there goes my little proof or experience right here, whatever it is. I'll never settle on proof, but it was cool. And then we got to see the Andromeda Galaxy. We got to point it at that too. And I mentioned it before. I want that laser. That green laser he had to point at. Because it looked like the stars was right there when he was doing that. I want to do that while tripping. Just get a green laser and point it at the stars. Like, I want to talk to you, this star. Or see if they be like, I don't know, that's too cartoony. That's not what actually happens during the trip. But I was getting into like, imagine like making a cartoon. You get into a trip and you like burn one of the stars and they're like, ow, like what are you doing? And then like you see their arms and stuff grow and they start looking at you.
I had a fucking Lucy trip one time. It was before I was going to bed. I fucking had this crazy thoughts and I was seeing them. And I was seeing me dying, and then my soul went up to another, and it was just part of a star system. And it was just me standing on a star, holding like a PlayStation type controller, like I was controlling that soul the whole time on Earth, and it was a fucking video game. It was crazy, and it was what happens when we die. We shoot there, and then we go, and then I was able to like send my avatar somewhere else, and then play him on that planet. That shit was dope.
Wow. What was this again?
Yeah. I was coming down, going to bed off of Lucy.
Oh, of Lucy.
And I just had, yeah, and it like, I don't know, I had a peak or something.
Lucy was the
I was
first.
up for
Lucy was the first experience to give me that simulation game type thing.
yeah.
Where it was so
Say that.
easy to think like that. So easy to think that I was just in the game. I just was easily thinking about Grand Theft Auto, and just where like during the come down, I was thinking about it. Cause I was like, yo, how I was just walking around the woods and all that stuff. Like that's exactly how I was just roaming around on it. It was more
I'd like
it was
to
more
get
different, but that was how it just simply came to me.
myself though.
My bad.
Freaking, it'd be cool. I would love it if you guys would get down to Florida and show you some shit down here while going out on mushrooms. It's so much fun, bro. Because the weather's nice, so much nature. Everywhere you look in the woods, there's different funguses growing on shit. I mean, it's cool. Non-stop studying shit all day. It's pretty neat.
No, I'm gonna make it there. Florida is not too
Cool,
far.
man. Um, 'Cause there's so many old golf courses too, bro, that are grown in. You people four-wheeler through them all the time. I like going out on those long those. And then there's golf courses that I used to live right next to that were manicured, right? I'm still in business. And I went out there after those. And that was
Hole was a different thing. Like they have their marker and it tells how far it is to the next to where the flag is and all. Just all the stuff is like a video game. And those were like my little maps. Each hole marker is weird. It's fucking weird. And like each golf course hole was like a different challenge. It wasn't like a video game. It was more like a challenge. It's weird, but I could get lost on each one just looking around at different stuff on each single hole. Like different world. Weird as shit. Weird.
I can count how many times I actually been on a golf course. Like it's been no more than 10 times. They have one around here though. It's like entwined with it's in the valley of like two mountain cliffs. It's really cool. I've been on there once just riding my bike through when I was used to be exploring around, but now I mostly just stay on the cliffside. So they're like, "Yo, who's this black guy?" But that's
Yeah,
cool though. I ain't worried too much about
yeah,
that.
fuck. Humans can be thick. I don't even that stuff. People who think about like race all the time, they gotta step back and look at themselves for a
Mhm.
day. Like shit is crazy. Yeah. My dad was from Detroit. I was raised up, freaking Native American, and I'm dark, you know what I mean? So people call me a spick, Mexican all the time and stuff. Like only when I look pale is when I get sick stuff. Like it's the only time, but I'm usually red. I don't sunburn. Just turn brown. But people are always nasty shit. I'm like, bro, I was here before you. And it's Native American. You know what I mean? Call me Mexican. Call me a Mexican and stuff. They're surprised that I spoke perfect English and everything. Oh my bad. You get punched for that.
That shows you
But
how cold.
just ignore them like you said. That's what I do.
Mhm.
They're they're living a different experience than we are, bro. I feel bad for some of them.
I was gonna say that's culture for you, and people thinking that they have a grip on what culture actually is, and knowing like being able to group somebody, all of that stuff. 'Cause I'm looking at culture.
Bro, and
It's a tend
did you?
a tend or French culture from Latin growing cultivation. Wait, hold on. So culture means to cultivate something that was gathered together, that grows
Uh huh.
together, arose, cultivation of minds, facilities, manners, tend. What do I mean by tend? Like T E N. I don't know.
TND.
Yeah, TND. Oh, 10, like
Like,
something tends. Oh, duh. Be lying or go, something tends to do something. So a 10 culture. That's that culture for you, man. And it seems like psychedelics
mhm,
get you, like, recognize who you are for you. Like, a lot of people
yeah,
now going to the
that's
23andMe, which is helping out too. But that's like,
yeah,
when I saw it, I just said when I seen that on commercials, it seemed like that the way they was presenting the commercial was like the ultimate definition of who you are. Like discover the ultimate you right now. Everything that makes who you are in this moment. Just spit in this thing and send it to us, and all your questions will be
yeah.
answered.
It's just crazy.
It's like nah, is that
23.
and it's even more. Cause then, like how you said on like how you grow up in America and still have different cultures intertwined in just who you are, and then people around you still don't even take notice or don't know how to react to it because of what they just see.
Um, yeah, mostly Native American and just French, and then even the French part of me was also married to a Native American. So I
Mm-hmm.
ended up. I got. I'm dark, but I got all my brothers, man, and sisters, and we all dark too.
They
They
was
all got
loving the
dark eyes.
tribe.
Shit. I ended up with blue. My eyes ended up blue, and the only way that happened is because my one grandpa that was French had blue eyes. So I look different. That's for sure. But yeah, people be racist. It's the culture down here too, Ty. It's there. The South. There's a lot of racism, bro. A lot of a lot of hateful, anger people. They just need you to mush.
Yeah, that's what was told to us when I was living in the Northeast about the South. But I was thinking more like Mississippi and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
they
it's
take it back,
everywhere.
but
It's
like
everywhere.
it's all over the planet.
I just think
People
that
hate it.
down the south, people still have a lot more time on their hand, so it just shows a little more.
Hey, that's
Up in the city,
that is
people
damn.
kind of like keep it a little more hidden because they so busy. I like busy running around in
Yeah,
the trying to get in the buildings or the subways, and there's so many people in the city. Cause I'm in a little town now, just 90,000 people. Oh, and Spirit
mm,
Molecule, I was in Philly. I was in Philadelphia. So I was yeah, moving over here is a big difference in terms of the amount of people that you actually run across. And yo, y'all want to see a weird thing? Um, I'm gonna type it up while I'm looking. But Philadelphia, where I moved from, is exactly, and I live in Chico now. It's exactly a straight line across the United States.
wow,
So
that's cool.
so strong that the longitude the latitude is like practically a straight line. I think it was like around the same degree.
That's fucking cool.
When I typed in my address, hold on. I'm gonna type in a fake around the way address so people can't find me. So, but I'm gonna try to get the point across.
Yeah,
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna show y'all what I mean. Cause when I found out this synchronicity, I was like, yo, look, you can see right here is practically a straight line.
you put it in general.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube. I'm working with this map. If I can.
I don't got. I just got on what you call it. I broke my Samsung, so I'm using a old phone. But
Oh,
I'll cut on. I
let me see if I
usually
can
don't
zoom
cut it
in.
on because it's just so lag. I want to get a Motorola, change it up.
Let me go to
It's,
maps.google.com.
you know what's the most messed up is the way they're designing these
There it
phones
is.
now. The software, you gotta get a new one every year, or else you're gonna be lag. They should make that illegal. I
Chico
noticed
to.
I have to have a phone. It's no good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I see that. That is the trip.
I'm gonna type in
Shahai said, "Look, America looks like a dragon."
Philadelphia. Here it is. I hear you. I was thinking at the same time you was talking. My bad. Why they? Oh, I was on maps. Why they do this to me? Apparently, I don't know how to use Google Maps. Eh. I'm making like this not live right now. Hold
I don't like Google anything. I think Google is like Skynet, like on the Terminator.
on.
They're gonna end up like that. Google will be the next one doing
Oh wow,
computer
this street
problems.
image view. Wow, I spent a lot of times going to this store right here. A lot of people got offed on this block. Wow. I'm sorry, I haven't seen my this around my old way where I moved from.
That's cool memories, bro. When
Yeah.
True was talking about him and his dad spending time together and telling stories, bro, that's the most I smiled in fucking months. I was smiling ear to ear, bro, because it gave me a lot of good memories
Mm-hmm.
of me and my
That's
shit.
funny how
Almost
Google.
had me in tears, bro, because like, you know, he's getting to spend time with his dad, which is a beautiful.
Yeah, and at home
He
too.
said, "Fuck girl." Yeah. See, I couldn't say fuck that girl to his girlfriend because my dad was in and out of concert
Mm-hmm.
real too fast. Like they
Oh.
hit him with radiation, and
Uh-huh.
in 2 days he was in the hospital sick. So that's just my theory is no one gets that damn sick that quick, and I think poison. That's just me. Because I know my pharmacology. That shit should have took him out because he was going around with his chemo pump on, playing golf still, And then 2 days later, he's fucking in the hospital, out of consciousness. Something's fit. That's okay. That's crazy, brothers. That's your old neighborhood.
Yeah, it
That's what's up.
is. This the projects. It look all sunny and nice until you go there and you worried about getting shot.
Yeah, yeah, bullets suck.
I can't reveal the exact location because my mom and them still live there. But this is the hood. This was the school I went to right here, which is now shut down because it's this chemical that was released in the air when they was working in it, and if it gets in your lungs, like it's a big chance that you get cancer. I said,
Oh
what?
wow, that sucks.
I said, wow. I used to skate on this
Yeah,
block all
they
the
just
time. I used to skate on this
they just
block, and they say, "Yo, look at that white boy," or they used to call me Skateboard P, because that was the only other skateboarder they knew.
yeah,
And he ain't even skate. Pharrell ain't even skate.
no.
Or they say, "Yo, Tony
Heck
Hawk,
no.
do a kickflip." I'm like, "Yo, I'm not Tony Hawk, so I'm not doing no kickflip. Like, get out of here." You said,
I used to skate
you
like
said,
crazy.
what's it like in Cali? In Cali is
Yeah.
somebody had asked me. It's it's beautiful where I'm at. It just started raining. It's like the first time it rained in like 5 months. Yeah, I used to
You're
go
not
down this
close
block to
calling.
buy weed.
Yeah.
I got to just go right around here.
Hell yeah. Yeah, but
Uh,
it's
What's up,
dry as
Ty?
hell in Cali.
hey,
Yeah.
What's up, Rick?
There a lot. What's up, bro? You ain't
Good.
close to them fires.
how's it going?
It's going good listening to you guys go down memory lane.
I know that I've
Using
been
that
going way
Google.
down memory lane, literally.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah. That shit's weird. You can see like cars that are always parked in the same spot
You
a
can.
lot of time.
I caught my
I remember that
my
car there.
stepdad before. They blurred out his face.
What? He was on the block.
Yup.
Just chilling. Is that a damn dog shadow thing? Like
One more
up
time.
above the PA? Just down. My YouTube is so lag compared to it. Don't keep up with the Discord on the phone.
All right, I gotta get off this. I can't remember how I did it. Hold on. And I can't hear what you said. All right, I'm locked in.
I had a good friend who lived in Philly, bro. He always talked about it.
I used to watch videos actually when I was really getting homesick, but I was really high. It's this guy that goes around Philly in a car and he just rides around and like has it on his dashboard and says driving around the hoods of Philly. Like that's the only reason I found it. I hate his titles. He like
Yes.
driving around the
Charlie
50.
Boy.
Yep, Charlie Boy. That's my. I
He goes
love.
all over America. He lives by my house in Oakland.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's all fucked up.
he be in Detroit, Boston.
He everywhere. Probably went to Florida too.
Yeah, he probably gonna be. He don't play no radio. He just be driving around recording. And sometimes he get out and go to the store and still had the camera rolling. He going to the delis.
Yeah. He'll talk to the kids sometimes out there, the teenagers and shit.
Oh
Every
yeah, I
now and
like
then.
those interviews.
Yeah.
The person he
Yeah.
talked to in Philly looked like I knew. He was somebody's cousin I knew. And that was right down the
Probably
street from
was.
my grandma's house. I used to go to that gas station. I was like, yo, it's funny watching him do that. But I used to just be high watching him ride around. And like, yo, is he gonna go by somebody's house I know or somebody I know gonna go by?
Yeah.
And it was wild because when I went
Oh,
back to visit Philly, I actually did have a feeling of like, yo, I was just kind of here.
Yeah. Right.
I wonder how
You'll,
much
you'll,
footage he had of people flagging him down, chilling in the hood. He came
yeah.
down here before my. That's all he'd have video of is dudes flagging him down. Yo, stop.
I always say that too. Do people know that it's a? Do people see the camera that's in his car? Cause
Yeah,
he go down
Right.
real
be
tiny
trying to.
blocks.
They would just be trying to serve him here. Problem.
Mhm.
Spirit
It'd be cool
Monaco,
though
you
if they come
mentioned
down there.
abiscus. I mean abistos.
That's
Asbestos.
yeah.
That's what the
Asbestos.
chemical in your school maybe you were talking
Oh
about.
yeah, that is what it is. I'm
Yeah.
like that look familiar.
Wow. You hit that. That's cool.
Yeah, that school was always
That's
going through stuff. And it's
Yeah.
straight in the projects too. I'm like, why is the school that's in the projects always go having these health problems?
They're trying to kill us all, bro.
They they really are. Or
They don't have
I think it's just the conditions that the hood just produces. Like it's just not good to be in.
that's why they call it the trap.
Mm-hmm. Makes a good
Trap.
breeding ground though. Like if you bred there, you good. You can forget it anywhere.
If you're bred there, you can probably survive anywhere in the world, probably if you make it out. Makes you tough.
My uncle was a baser, bro. He started bringing me to the hood when I was like 10, 11 years old. And I'd hang out with his dope man's little daughter and just chill and stuff while he was smoking. But he told me when I was like 11, 12, you know, I teach you how to make money, if legit or not. You know what I mean? Showed me the hood and what the fuck to do and everything. Cool as hell. Because I had black friends, but I lived in the suburb. They weren't about all that shit. Well,
Yeah.
and that fucking ever since then I hung out. That's it.
Yeah.
Fucking stand. Any other really fucking
I started
hate
hanging
people
around.
that
And so I was around different
don't.
ethnicities since I was younger.
I've
So,
lived all over Florida.
uh-huh.
Lived over this whole.
I just stayed in Philly until I moved to Cali. And Spirit
Oh
Monaco
shit.
said, "What's the crime rate?" He asked us, What's the crime rate in Philly?" Philly, it was
Huh.
getting. They was always trying to put it all the way up there with Chicago. It was the
I'm gonna
same to
look that
me.
up for my out for my
I just know
say what
somebody 3 days ago that got shot that I grew up with. Two brothers actually. They just passed away.
yeah, my friend got out of prison and went back to his old neighborhood. Weren't having that. Getting a lot of money beforehand. Came back and thought he was weren't having it. But
I think it'd be louder right here. I don't know. This computer weird. Like
Fort
the
Myers.
Discord go low and then it's high. So I'm just put it back on the. It's back on the iPad now.
Uh, Fort Myers, a lot of the kids be doing shoot stuff.
You said the kids be doing shrooms.
Shootings
Oh,
down here,
shootings.
down south, Fort Myers and shit. They got just doing all the killing, shit like that. They had a new 16-year-old kid running into a store with a machine gun. I'm like, holy.
Oh shit.
Was he trying to rob the place or did he just?
Oh yeah, he
Psychotic
took
stuff.
the old man in the back. Took the old man in the back room and got him down on his knees and killed him.
Oh.
And fucking didn't even have to kill him, but
No, he
killed him.
didn't. Well, he saw his face.
That's how. Yeah, it's wild down there, bro. I used to hang out down there all the time, like in the hood, Fort Myers. I'm outside of it now in Cape Coral, but only 10 minutes away. It's when I was big into heroin. Plus, there's all my friends down there. We always just hung out, eat good, fucking drink good. That's it. Live life. But I had to get away from some of the shit. Too much trouble, and the fast money for me is too much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the problems are from the youngsters because the older people, they don't want to fuck with them or they're scared of them in the hood.
That's very true.
And that only come with being scared of themselves. They grew up all this time and never saw nothing but the picture they tried to paint. And they like, oh no, I remember scribbling you out. Like, come on. I don't know what's going on. You're drawing in ink.
Watch how much. I bet you the crime rate will go down now in Chi-Town. Plant medicine.
Oh yeah, decriminalizing plant medicines there.
Because the weed.
Just all the plant medicines they made legal. You're allowed to order peyote. You're allowed to have any cannabis you want. You're allowed to grow mushrooms. You just can't distribute.
I wonder what Kalindi doing out there. You know, he live in Chicago.
Oh, you do? I thought you lived in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Oh, I'm off. Yeah, to me that was the same thing right now.
They're right about yourself.
I was about to say, wait, isn't that the same thing?
Except for Detroit. A lot of Detroit is gone now. Mm-hmm. A lot of it is. It's like when you go to the city and you look out over where the hood used to be, it's like a whole lot of empty lots. You see like a project building here or there. You know what I mean? They're set up now more like how you had showing pictures in Philly, like 2-story.
Yeah. That's what made that one cool.
They don't have those big 12s.
No, they blew one of those up that was in Philly. I was there. It was one old one. that people used to get thrown off the. It was stories of people getting thrown off the edges out the window and stuff, and it was like a big gang thing right there too. Like you wouldn't go around that high rise if you wasn't really from there or like comfortable with being around there and stuff. And they blew that thing all the way up.
Oh, they blew it up.
Yeah, and then they like remaking new houses there. I know somebody that moved that was living there, and then they had to move back. They moved into our projects, and then when the houses was rebuilt, some of them got to move back in. Spare Molecule real fast. He said all these schools had it. Some they don't talk about it because no one will go to schools. These buildings are old and the paints were worse. You can buy, you can buy full of lead. You're right about that. The lead was a big thing in Philly schools, and they had to I remember that was the time they had to shut down some of the schools and repaint them and stuff. And it was always in the lower class ones. It was never in the upper ones, like the ones that was downtown. But I guess because they wasn't that old too. But you get the picture. A picture, I suppose.
They get money from the property tax. I think the schools.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a really nice neighborhood, you're gonna have more money from your schools.
Yeah,
better quality. But if you
up.
live in a lower income neighborhood,
That's
it's gonna be messed up.
Yeah, that's what the teachers used to say. Like, we need more money. Because then I went back and worked at a school for a while, couple schools. And the teacher always said they need more money and stuff like that. And he said, well, we got to work with what we got.
Yeah. Well, even if it's a good neighborhood, the system kind of sucks, man. They get that education system from the Prussian system, which is basically to make people workers and shit.
Oh, yeah. The bells ringing. Like, you say, all right, time to go. Lunchtime at this big, long table. Which is fun. We make fun of it. We make the best out of it, but we always wish we could have went home.
What do
and learned the same thing.
Schooling nowadays, they call schooling now like core or something.
Core education.
The core education is invented by. Yeah, core curriculum. The way they do it now is invented by dumbass Hitler, and they're still using that today. It's crazy. Just like fluoride in the water, he started that shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's always thinking that it's for the best. That's always the.
Right.
That's always the on the surface. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like what Rick the Matrix was talking about his phone and stuff. Like, they make you get a new phone all the time, but they sell us all this new technology like it's a good thing, but later on they can use it to control you and stuff. You know?
Yeah, that's why I like to stay up to date on everything. Like how the ins and outs, see what the coders talking about, see what the philosophers, see what the psychonauts talking about. I like to see all the ins and outs, so when I get something, I know what I'm dealing with, so I can have fun with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like being afraid of technology so much. Because I feel so adapt to it. Like, not even adapt to, like, what people gave me, but, like, to how I'm able to create and stuff with it. That I see another kind of relationship that I can get out of it, as opposed to what I can see can happen real easily because it's happening everywhere, where it can just seem like it's sucking the life out of me. Where I try to be it instead of me.
That's a good way to think about like 5G, because we hear good and bad things about it all the time. So like I'm kind of confused about that.
Yeah, because 5G...
It don't sound good what people are saying, but then again, it's like everything will be linked up.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I want to be linked up. Like, and I was thinking about 5G with the VR technology, because the way that they talk about it is that the 5G will help for. You know about augmented reality glasses? Like, as opposed to VR, where, like, overlays stuff. It's like you slightly hallucinating. So it, like, has a superimposed over top of reality
like
instead
Pokemon
of overtaking it. Yeah, like Pokemon Go. It's like that. They said you'll be able to, like, connect all of those VR headsets a lot more easily with 5G. I said, I want to experience that. That would be cool. Or like had the VRs just having a lot of people in the room simultaneously viewing the same object. Like we gotta update the internet so it can be fast enough to handle all of that stuff and make it seem like magic. Cause that's how I was tying on before that guy when he was bringing in technology and how it's made from minerals and like they do this alchemy and put it all together to bring about this seemingly magical experience. And Terrence, I remember McKenna used to bring up, and it's wild that he used to bring up VR stuff, and they barely had dial up. So I was like, where was his vision land?
Well, you know why? Because like a lot of the times Terrence McKenna would bring up the science fiction he was reading, and he was reading a lot of science fiction that was like really cutting edge, and that's where most of the companies get their technology from, is from the science fiction writers and stuff.
They do. They're like the cell phone in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Everything is in Star Trek.
That's a trip, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Everything that was on is real now. Except for the ship. And they're working on the ship right now.
Mm-hmm. We can go to that shit right now. No, but but the 5G, I think it's gonna be cool. But but it was something you mentioned that I was about to go off of. I forgot. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
I know that's that old Jesus that I was smoking.
That's the
Hey, Rape the
5G.
Matrix. Did you ever watch Did you ever watch the show King of Cars? About you were talking about how your dad was like he managed dealerships, right? There used to be this show called King of Cars, where it was a reality show in Vegas where this showed the car dealership and they were like balling and shit. All this crazy shit would happen at the. Yeah, check that out. It's pretty interesting.
It's called King of Cars.
It's old.
Yeah,
It's not on TV anymore. Probably found it on YouTube though.
Yeah, I see it here. It
All
was
this
a
crazy
reality
stuff
show.
would happen.
It came out 2006.
Yeah, they showed everyone from the car business. Yeah, from the lot managers to the owner to the fucking people who wash the cars, everything.
He was flossing. Chop. A big old chain that say chop.
I met all different kinds of people in the car business, man. Famous people and shit coming in by car. Dude, I seen Batista. He's a short guy, but he is huge as hell.
The wrestler?
Yeah, the wrestler. He was fucking huge, but he's
Batista.
Oh shit, Batista. Okay.
I was like, why he used to put his face on people?
He was with a chick, and she was so small. I was like, he's got to be annihilating that girl. They were on crotch rockets, go fast bikes, and he had his all extended out in the back for a race. Shit. But they were fucking expensive bikes, and they were up looking at cars. They were looking at Toyota SUVs.
There we go. Oh no, I was thinking of another person, an older wrestler that used to sit on people's face.
Oh, that's Rikishi.
Rikishi. All right, yeah, it was close. Rikishi.
Because of my dad working at the dealerships, Toyota sponsored a lot of events, and I've lived in a lot of places in Florida and the Carolinas, and my point is they would sponsor a lot of events, like you see at hockey games with Toyota sign on the side boards, things like that. Toyota this, just advertising everywhere, so we would get free tickets to this stuff. I went to a couple WWE live events when it was still WWF.
Mm-hmm.
It was a trip.
Before the Animal Corporation took the title.
Yeah. Yeah, freaking Hulk Hogan had one of his comebacks, and the place went nuts when he did that, and he body slammed Yokozuna that night, the sumo wrestler.
Oh, you went to that one? Damn, that's a famous one right there.
Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, that was a wild one. I met the Red Rooster afterwards and Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon. Great dope seller.
I met Hulk.
That'd be.
Yeah. I met Hulk Hogan like at least 20 times just from living up in Clearwater. To see him in the store, and I'd be hanging out.
Did he always say
he's
the
a nice
same
dude.
thing? Like the catchphrase?
No, he just. Oh, he says brother more than anybody on the planet.
That's right.
He's a nice guy. Because he knew who I was from me and my dad when we'd be out on our boat at the beach. There's a bar next to a boat. You can pull your boat up close to the beach and swim to the. You can get out and go to the bar. Him and Bubba the Love Sponge, he's a famous radio guy down here.
Yeah, Howard Stern.
He is like a Howard Stern. And he pulled up to us and he's like, Larry, give me a beer. So my dad threw him a beer and they just went on. They went get some girls.
That's cool.
Little things growing up. But the car business, though, what I was saying before I went off on the meeting all them people, was a trip, man. There's all different types of people, all walks of life that work in the car business, man. Some of it's dark, some of it's real nice, but I met some bad dudes in that bitch. A lot of cocaine in the car business. Or used to be anyway.
It has to be.
Yeah.
That's what it never came about.
Those guys were always jacked up. I used to hang around the dealerships when I was a kid, and I would go through desk drawers just being a little kid, you know, and I found some one time, showed my dad. He's like, show me where you got that. And you had to fire the guy.
Yeah.
I was a little kid, though. I didn't know no fucking better.
Grow up thinking that's normal, too.
Yeah, I'd say that's just what we was doing back then.
Well, by 16, me and my dad were doing blow together, so didn't happen. 6 years later.
Oh, of course, then you would think it was normal.
Yeah.
My dad was a square, kinda. He drunk. I never seen him really drunk before, and I rarely seen him smoke. Well, he always was about, I don't know, he was always about dressing up and looking a certain way. I don't really know that much about him, but every time I run into him and he says something, and I be like, oh yeah, that's how I am. Oh, that's where I get that from. But he's a kind of mystery, but it's hard to pin. I don't know. It's hard to talk about what he really is.
You know what's crazy, bro, is my dad's girl kept our family photos, kept my uncle's ashes, my dad's ashes. I got some, though, at my grandma's house. She kept all the mementos inside the house that she was supposed to split up between me and my brother and sister. And she just kept it all. She like, what are you going to do with all this? For real. It's messed up. We got some stuff, but why would you take that? It's weird. Why does she want my uncle's ashes? It's weird. Maybe she can tell a story to the next guy. I had a family and they died in a plane crash, and this is what I got left over. So,
hey, that's what the
he
midget
died in
did.
the plane crash?
No, they're talking about making up a story.
The cancer, but I'm just saying she's making up a story probably to her new boyfriend.
Yeah.
And using my dad's stuff as a cover story, like she actually had a life before.
Right. Manipulative.
Hey,
People
Black.
are psychotic.
No, I was gonna I had just read what Sahi had said, and I was gonna ask Blaxican, when was the first time you started like having questions about what was going on, like simulation and stuff, yeah, and like the stories and like the stories we go into.
Probably when I was
telling now
19. I remember I was like working at Safeway, like the supermarket chain in the West Coast, probably. and I was like pushing those carts, and I was thinking like, damn, the world's not like I thought it was growing up, because my childhood was okay,
Mm-hmm.
even though I didn't have my dad around, and my mom was always struggling because she was always sick, man. Like, she fought cancer like for 11 years, ovarian cancer, and when I was 19, she got really sick and went into the hospital for good and ended up dying like a year later.
Yeah.
And I was like all like fucked up because that was like my everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then around that time, my buddy showed me from high school. My buddy Brian, he showed me the book by Bill Cooper, "Behold a Pale Horse."
I heard of that.
Wow.
I heard that phrase before.
You know that one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like a conspiracy book and stuff. And then this around like a couple years later, bro, like my homie showed me this video on YouTube on the Anunnaki, and ever since then, like I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? All these stories and shit, bro. And then I watched Zeitgeist.
You
And
watched
then,
who?
Zeitgeist.
Oh, yeah. I
documentary?
remember that movie. Like 2012. It came out 2011.
Yeah, maybe around that, a little earlier, maybe. Yeah, around that time. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then this is when I found about the Mayan calendar and started studying that, and then I got into Terence McKenna somehow. And then this is when I just started to study about DMT. Like, I listened to like hundreds of hours of Terence McKenna audios and shit.
Same here.
Yeah, but I couldn't find the DMT. I didn't know about making it, really.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe I didn't think I could make it or whatever. But then
Yeah.
I found it. I was studying it. My neighbor was walking up the stairs, and she was getting in the elevator, and I was getting out of the elevator, and I just bumped into her. Like, I pushed her over, bro, and like she fell on the ground. And I never talked to her before. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and stuff like that. Like, and I said, like, I live right here and stuff. And we get to talking, and come to find out, she was a psychonaut. And
How you just bump into a psychonaut? Like, you randomly...
Literally ran over her. She fell on the ground, man. And then she hooked me up because not only was she a psychonaut, but she went to Cal Berkeley and she was studying like Hindu like scripture, like historical literature, and was a real like into like spirituality too and psychedelics, like a hippie too.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we took the DMT, she like made like a ceremony out of it.
That's cool.
And when I took the DMT, and maybe because of the ceremony too, though, I think made me even more scared.
Uh-huh.
Because it was like they're making like a big ass deal about it and shit.
I was just thinking about drums, and you walk into a room and somebody playing a drum pattern, doom, 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 doom. I was like, come on, my heart beating too fast.
Right, going with the drum, man.
But I understand.
That's what I do when I do the score.
Yeah.
Full ceremony.
Yeah, like, but it was cool because I don't necessarily think I had a breakthrough, but I think I saw the mandala thing, like the flower, and I felt like I was out my body but still here. But then like when I came down back after a couple of minutes, dude, like I just remember being so happy. She was the first person I saw, and I gave her a big hug because I was happy I didn't die. And I couldn't explain it. What happened? I was trying to. Literally, I couldn't talk. Like,
That definitely had a
That
good one.
sounds like a nice experience.
yeah, it opened up my heart because at that time, like my mom had just died, like just battling cancer, and I think it was the chemo that actually killed her. The chemo was what killed her, I think. And I was just had a lot of grief, and I was in a bad relationship and for a long time. And I just was dealing with a lot of stuff, and I was like, the DMT at that time showed me that, like, yeah, you have a bad, like, you can have a down spot in your life right now, but at least you're alive, bro. You know, it's like, and that just opened me up, man. So that's how I started questioning shit.
Ever since I did DMT for the first. I did it for the first time that it also happened to me because I was negative. I was mean. Because I got freaking schizophrenia. It's always bothering me too. Always stuff on my mind. But when I did the Dimitri, my heart like opened up. I lost like 99.9% of all my hate. You know what I mean? You have to do something now. It really pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it changed. It changed. God knows only that. I mean, I don't believe in God. I believe there's an overseer, though. But it changed. It took away all my suicidal ideation shit. Because I could have been dead by now if I didn't try that. I could have probably pulled the trigger. But that shit showed me life. Straight up front. Here you go. And then after I came down, the man gave me osin, which is synthetic mushroom, for another 3 hours. It was just a beautiful thing. I just was like, why am I doing all these dumbass drugs? Not the psychedelics, but all the ones I was doing.
Uh-huh.
And I came to the real, and it was just, it was all killing me, and it was madness. It brought me to some crazy points of anxiety thinking about it, but that's what the psychedelics do. I'm thankful for it. Why that dude came into my life, for real. I could be gone. Like, that's why I was thinking about just like a lot of people that I've lost in the past 10 years yesterday. That's why I was gonna shoot him.
Mm-hmm. I think that's been on my mind too, Gav.
I know it sucks, bro. And I wish I knew what I knew how, because I could have saved a whole lot of
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Hey, that's the story.
I think you're helping people now, bro, with your story, our stories and stuff. Definitely. This is legendary, man.
You guys talk about your stuff. You guys talk about your stories, and I'm like, fuck, man, you don't have it bad at all. Think about shit, you know. Think about it. I listen to you guys and think like back on past stuff I've done and how I've lived and all that. And I've had an awesome life. I get upset when I hear you guys talk about like, shit you had to go through. I just pain and hurt and stuff. It was good to hear true, like smiling. I knew he smiled. It was good to hear him laughing today. That he's spending time with his dad. I didn't get.
I'll be out in a second. I'm listening. Y'all can keep going. My kid jumped in.
It's cool though. I just appreciate you guys being. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Like, be crazy, you know what I mean? And what I was gonna get to was about you were telling how you bumped into that lady. And DMT will find you, bro. It will find you. It found me and saved my life. You know what I mean?
And that's why that's always the DMT story. Like that's the real high percentage of the stories. Is the effect, the after effect, the outfect, the after effect.
I was gonna say real quick.
Emotionless. Go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry, bro. I just have to say real quick, like, I was gonna say, I'm glad you asked me that question about like what brought me here, basically, and like, but like the last couple years living here in Taiwan, I've been kind of depressing and shit, even though it's like a nice place, because I think I miss my weed and some of my friends back home. But the thing about it is, dog, like finding you guys like a month and a half ago, it like gave me a boost because I was so negative and shit about what I didn't have, and because of hearing your guys' story, like I started researching like the plants we have here naturally, and bro, we have the most Acacia confucius in the world here.
Woo!
In Taiwan, in the forest in the eastern part. So I was like, Jesus Christ, you guys like just made me like a rebirth and shit. So this is the crazy thing about like what Rafe the Matrix said, Dimitri will find you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm really grateful. Yeah.
That's
I wouldn't have researched that shit if it wasn't for the group, you know?
uh-huh. That's lovely. That's heaven.
Yeah.
Well, a nice version of heaven. Heaven I want to go to.
I'm glad it found you, bro. Now, whatever, it's not a cure-all, but it definitely took a million symptoms away of what I have. The acacia confusion, bro. You just study that. If that's all over the place, it's good to study them all for survivalism, but the acacia confusion, definitely a good one to get started with.
You got the burning bush.
Yeah, Moses, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they try to say that was acacia confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole story of burning it was them synthesizing DMT.
I'm gonna take a picture and post it in general in a few days because I'm gonna have to go down this road. But down this road there's a church, and no shit, no lie, there's acacias. Funny as hell. I'm like, wow, that's
What
crazy.
the hell?
They're like, this is the high priest.
Like,
the highest
these were put there. These weren't grown naturally because they were in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They look nice.
There's a lot of Masonic symbolism with them too. I think they come up in their symbolism a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Occasionally.
I'm gonna look up some pictures.
They know.
They almost got me before I got into psychedelics. I was looking on the Masons and Freemasons, and I was looking to a lot of stuff.
You would have been there, Aleister Crowley. New Aleister Crowley guy. They would have get you in there to see what guy can bring us.
Yeah, that's what they would have did. I was gonna sign up for the Freemasons because they was in Philadelphia. They got a whole temple or whatever they call their place downtown.
A lodge.
Yeah, a lodge. They got a whole lodge. They got 2 or 3 of them downtown. My grandpa was a Mason, and my grandpa my uncle that's on his actual deathbed right now. Like they have they doing what they're doing with True's dad right now. It's my uncle in Philadelphia. He was part of the lodge all his life. So I don't know all the stuff he even knows. I wish I could be in Philly right now and like to go like talk to him. But the questions they gonna be asking him is mostly they all Christians. But he always still stuck to his Mason stuff. So
that's what I think. I think they know a lot, but then again, most of them don't know shit.
Yeah, it's like
there's probably the ones high up. They probably know like the occult shit, but like most of them just for social shit.
Yeah, they feel like a brotherhood.
That's why we can show them stuff.
I know
if you want to do that.
I'm looking up the.
We have them out here.
Yeah, the acacia and Freemasonry was like the symbol of immortality. Yeah, I guess it would be. And see your own immortality. Like, get out of your mortality for once. The acacia is called in the Bible Shittim. Hey. Somebody tried to call me. The acacia is called in the Bible Shittim, which is really the plural of Shittah, which last form occurs once only in Isaiah 41:19. Let's all bow our heads. It was esteemed a sacred wood amongst the Hebrews, and of it Moses was ordered to make the tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant, the table for the shewbread, and the rest of the sacred furniture. That's in Exodus. I want to see that. In recounting the promise of God's mercy to the Israelites on their return from the captivity, tells them that amongst other things he will plant in the wilderness for their relief and refreshment the cedar, the acacia, or as it is rendered in our common version, the shittah, the free and other trees. Let me see where it was mentioned. Let's see how they talked about it. This should be mentioned to every grandma. Like, yo, no DMT in the Bible.
Definitely.
Offerings for the tabernacle. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the Israelites to bring me an offering. You are to receive the offering from me from everyone whose heart prompts to give. These are the offerings you are to receive from them: silver, gold, bronze, scarlet, laurel, blah blah blah, rams, red dye." I thought he was gonna say purple dye. Ram skin dyed red, and another type of durable leather, acacia wood. It's right there. Acacia wood, olive oil for the lights, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense, and onyx stones and other gems to be mounted on the ephod and breastplate. Oh yeah, they used to say before they went inside the Holy of Holies inside the tents, they had like some infinity gauntlet thing going on, but it was on their chest, and you had to have the stones in place, or you wouldn't be able to make it. You would be struck down or something. I don't know. Something they said. But that's interesting. They got acacia right there as part of like what's going on.
Yeah, the acacia and the olive tree are like the most sacred tree thing.
I remember in church they used to when I used to go to church they used to make some ingredients and put together holy oils and stuff that they said that only the deacons and stuff was able to create, and they got it from the Bible, and that's why people was falling out when they would anoint them with it, or you would receive the Holy Ghost. But it's like y'all was probably missing some
Come on, that's
key ingredients.
a cult shit, bro.
It is, bro.
That's why it's not a scary thing. A cult, what they make.
Uh-huh. It exactly is
They're
that.
doing alchemy.
Because people was falling out and stuff like that. But the thing before I get into that chest braid I was talking about was called the ephod. The ephod. That's the infinity gauntlet of the Hebrews. It's not letting me make it big for some reason. There it goes. Headdress. Dang. He geeked out.
I'm still here, y'all. I just have to edge my homeboy up quick. Unless that shit was in cool application.
Yeah.
I'll talk more about them trees when I get back, edging them up real quick, because I know a lot about them. There's a bunch of different kinds in Florida.
Bro, if you could send me like some shit or post in the Discord about that shit, leave me. I want to know all I can about that.
Yeah, no problem. Let me go edge him up, and I'll do that shit real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And if I'm not here, I'm gonna get back on later to Rape the Matrix.
Alright, Ty, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, cause my daughter coming in. I'm buying as much time as I can right now. But yeah, thanks for talking. Thanks for coming on.
No problem, man.
And don't be afraid to just hop on. But I don't even think I went live yesterday though. So it was just the flow. You was feeling what was supposed to be going on. All right, bro. Thanks.
Yeah.
Peace, bro. Peace.
Oh, you good?
What's his name? Spirit Molecule's on the line, man. That dude's cool, man. From Canada.
Yeah, he's hanging out.
Yeah.
Just like that Jaguar picture. But no, it's I'm having fun.
You said that this acacia thing is like Hebrews made is like the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. Cause that was what was needed by the high priest in order to get through, and those stones was supposed to unlock the most of the mystery. Like that's how you got into it. So I was saying probably you needed those gauntlets while you was like in all those incense getting high off of whatever it was that was in there. And then like when you hold those stones or had those stones in certain places, that's when you're able to enter into a certain realm and like acquire certain experience. Yeah.
The crystals you talking about.
He said he got one. Kaleni said he got like a 30 pound crystal. It's like a big circle. He put it on his Facebook. I saw a picture of it. It was pretty cool. But I think it is something about it. I still had to have a good trip and have the crystal right next to me at the same time. I gotta do that. Because you never know. During one trip when I was coming down, I had that. That's why that Philly Gauntlet thing so stuck in my head. Because I was like, yo, somebody probably got a time stone right now. And they switching stuff around and we don't even know. And at the higher form, it probably is kind of me doing it. But still, this how the story plays out. Like, yo, somebody got a time stone and they switching this. Or just because they did this with it, now this is happening. No, yeah, the Mandela effect. It's wild how Mandela got that title too. Like that's what is known. He probably don't even know about it. He like Mandela effect. What's that?
Up probably just to confuse you about South Africa. Make you think about that, but it's supposed to be really bad down there right now.
Yeah, I'm not updated.
Yeah. Probably better off not looking at all that shit. It's pretty depressing.
Yeah, it's stuff that happens. It's just stuff that's happened. If it was happening to me and I had to survive in this moment, I would looked it up right away. It's like that's selfish.
You're the real Fresh Prince, man. You came from Philadelphia. Are you from West Philadelphia?
I lived in West Philly for 2 years. That was where I got my first apartment. And now we out here. I ain't in Bel Air, but it's my Bel Air. I feel it's comfortable. I feel a little more. Yeah, I feel a little more comfortable than Bel Air. I'm gonna be in people's faces all the time.
Right.
My friend though was actually at a Bel Air party. Somebody I grew up with. He from Philly. He plays Old Dirty Bastard in the Hulu show. His stage name is TJ Adams. Cause he was he was rapping for a long time beforehand, part of a crew called Bakery Boys. We started that a long time ago. But they always kind of still really stuck to the scene while I was still like I was kind of branched off a bit. But he got picked up because for one of his music videos, one of the producers or one of the people that was working on it said, "You want to go to LA and do this audition?" And then he did it, and then he got the part. And I was like, "Yo, that's dope." And now I was on his Instagram, huh?
He's on a TV show.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
What?
It's they recreating the Wu-Tang. They recreating the Wu-Tang how they grew up.
Shit. The Chronicles, yeah.
Yep.
American Story.
That's what it is. And he played Old Dirty Bastard.
Your friend?
Yeah. I grew up with him. Like he was part of my skate crew.
Bro, because I was gonna say like if you're kind of like the Old Dirty Bastard in a sense because like Old Dirty Bastard was part of Wu-Tang, but then again he was like a shaman. He was kind of like on his own shit.
He's the one. He's pushing his mind out there. The way he be
singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody adapted it like Busta Rhymes.
Right. Yeah.
But no, yeah. When I saw that, I said, "Oh wow," because I moved out here, so I was kind of out of the loop. And then I was like, "Yo, why you ain't tell me?" But it was cool just seeing somebody from Philly that I know being on. He was on TMZ and everything because he went to Philly to go to this Bel Air party. That's why I brought him up. And he was like, "Yeah, partying with millionaires." I was like, "Yo, bro, you chilling." That was cool. Just to experience that. Even if all the people there are fake. Like, you know. he know.
Your timeline going to LA because like a lot of the new wave rappers, they're in like Hollywood. Oh no, Melrose, like no jumpers. Like no jumper culture.
Yep. I see them on YouTube.
All that shit. Yeah. All those rappers be in LA on Melrose.
Here we go. I gotta visit the city in Cali. I never even been to the city in Sacramento yet, and that's the closest one. I just been to the airport. Every time I'm in Cali, I just come back to the mountains.
The airport. That's where everyone's trying to get to, bro, from the city. The people that about it, they're trying to get away from the city. They go there on the weekend, Lake Tahoe and all that.
Yeah, my neighbor be wanting to take a trip there. He be saying it's real expensive, but it's worth it. A lot of people like to just vacate there for like a weekend or something. He's real into disc golf, so he like that stuff.
He's into what?
Playing disc golf. You ever hear that?
Oh, I heard disco music.
No, this is like golfing with frisbees.
Oh,
but it's like a special kind of frisbee.
I heard of that. I heard about it. Yeah.
Here I come, baby.
Disc golf.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to sign off now. It's been a good 2 hours and 40 minutes. I think that's a good podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Black
with the family and your daughter, bro.
Will do.
Thank you, man.
I'm having some fun.
That question, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sometimes we gotta be asked questions. That's why I like I was just thinking. That's why I like the Riddler and Batman. Making people think.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But no, anytime we're gonna do this again later today or tomorrow morning. I'm kind of liking the mornings, but we'll see what happens. Whatever happens. Experience is just tying.
Hello.
Oh yeah, thanks Spirit Molecule for popping in and tying along too. But yeah, have a nice day in Taiwan. Black again. I always forget you all the way over there until you mentioned it. I was like, yo, you the distance.
Like I mentioned it too much.
Yeah.
I'm down a lot accident, I guess.
Oh, and thanks Courtney for passing on through.
Yeah, man.
I didn't see that message pop up. Courtney, first time passing on by. Blue Bunny Farm. Rape the Matrix. King Guys. True was in here. Nicholas, Ted is dead. I'm going through the comments. So sorry if I sound like a robot. But yeah, stay safe everybody. We gonna do that. Spirit Molecule. He said everybody stay safe. And we gonna keep on tying. Cause we all tie. But do we really tie? Sometimes I don't know, dude. Sometimes I don't know. But let's keep on connecting, regrouping, disconnecting, coming back, doing what we just do best. Just being. So adios. Check out